And for the past 4 years, it's been a bull market. So how do you make this exciting? You do it by talking about cats and apparently George Soros' son. For all you people who are left-leaning, we did CNN last week. We're doing Fox News this week. Alex Soros fumes at left-wing climate group over Palestinian obsession. WTF, he says. The thing I thought was interesting was...
WTH.
Okay, WTH.
Get it right.
Fine. It's so brutal. Gotta hurt me. So he says, all they do is talk about Palestine. Okay, fine. And then in there, he also says, we gave them money, and now all they do is talk about Palestine. It's ridiculous. So for all the people say that, oh, this stuff isn't funded. These guys aren't funded. This is a grassroots movement. No, it's funded.
And the people who give money expect things.
Yes.
For that money.
This is proof.
It's not just donations.
It happens on the right, too. It's not just the left. But this is more evidence that sometimes what we talked about with the influencers getting paid to promote companies they would never in their right mind buy on their own, this shows also that sometimes grassroots isn't exactly grassroots. This guy is a major billionaire, major political activist. Now, sometimes he's doing good things, but for the most part...
I've never known George Soros to do good things.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be neutral. I don't want him to send people after me. but this whole, this stuff really is, there really is a agenda, and there really is a narrative going on behind all this stuff. And this, to relate this to stocks, this applies to stocks too. If you go to any one of the major places, you go to Motley Fool, MSN Money, Morningstar, Bloomberg, all of them. It doesn't matter what it is. There will be somebody out there that is peddling an article on a stock to raise capital for the company, and the company is paying them to do that. I bring this up a lot because you have to go back to the fundamentals. We talked about this with NVIDIA. NVIDIA was getting hyped to death. I'm beating this horse again. I shouldn't do that. They were getting hyped to death. They weren't worth what they were saying they were worth. There was a fundamental value that company had, and you have to look at that fundamental before you jump into something and say, that looks like a good company because everybody else says it's a good company.
And did you have a put set up to go for 10 million?
Don't patronize me. Yes, I did.
And did you press that button?
No, because you told me infinite losses.
Yeah.
And I panicked.
All right. Just so we know.
He's so smug. He's like, yeah. There's a point to that, though, is we believe, even if I didn't do it, that our ability to make money in the stock market long term exceeds the short term risk of just trying to throw it all on black. Or what is it?
Red.
Throw it all on red. I don't gamble.
Always bet on black.
Always bet on black?
Yeah.
I don't know how
Roulette?
Nope.
That's Wesley Snipes' famous quote, always bet on black.
I have 3 little kids. I can quote My Little Pony, Care Bears, and Bluey.
Yeah, you're in that. But I got a couple things to say about this. One is we're getting $2,700 a year.
Oh, yeah.
Just for having stocks. Many went up, some went down. Who cares? We're still getting $2,700 a year. That pays for my cell phone bill, or, well,
your cell phone bill is $200 a month?
Mine and the family's
okay.
cell phone bill, or internet that just went up. Oh my God, did it go up? Stupid try. I got to call them and say, hey, what are you guys doing?
Then you get Bob from Boston, who's clearly not from Boston.
Yeah. They keep sending me stuff saying that, hey, we need to talk about your bill, and we got rates and stuff that we could get. Anyway, the second thing is I hate to get into the Israel-Palestine war type thing going on.
Oh, buddy.
Because there's a lot going on there. Really, just can't we all just get along, right? Denny Reginald? But that affects more than just Israel and Palestine. It's not just Zim that gets affected to that. There's
Seeking Alpha's based out of Israel.
Like, yeah, are they?
Mm-hmm.
There's like General Dynamics. There's War Machines. There's politics. There's other textile companies that are all involved that get affected, either positive or negative, from the war. So
Brian just admitted he invests like Iron Man. If they hijack you and you build an Iron Man suit, build one for me too.
As long as I don't get shrapnel in my heart that needs to be...
That's part of the gig, man. You got to do it.
Needs to be kept away, with a fusion reactor.
Brian's point to the $2,700 income that we're getting for the year. Actually, we did our. I just did my taxes. I've been a prisoner in this room for the past month.
It's a nice room to be prison in. You know, there's much worse rooms to be in prison.
That is true. So I just did that in our portfolio, and if people want to see the proof of this, I can share it with them. But we made $3,100, I think, last year because 3M did this spinoff, and we sold Solventum stock. That doesn't show up in the gain loss ratio, but we sold that and we made some money. And then the dividends, by the time all the special dividends and everything was panned out, we actually made over $3,000 in the portfolio last year. So if you're talking about, we were reporting at the beginning of last year, I don't know, 200, not quite that. I think it was 150.
Yeah, it wasn't even close to 200 in January last year.
I have to go look. I'm gonna go look at the old videos, but I think it was like $150, maybe something like that. So if we were reporting $150, that means we're making $1,800 for the year. We did. We made almost double that. That is something else that does not show up, but that does actually show up in the summary. So if you come back to the default view and you're wondering, like, how the heck did they get 600%? That's how, because it's calculating the value as the value goes up. So that plays a part. So for last year, for selling one stock, we made, if it was I don't remember what the portfolio started at, like 50,000 or something. You remember? Well, we can look. What was that last year? May, February, January. Portfolio was $32,000. So we made 10% of that total value in 1 year in just dividends and profit. Trying to tell you something. We know what we're doing.
This could be you, folks.
We are not perfect, but there's some proof.